Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 160 of On the Backs of Gods. I am your DM, Jillian, and we have our players here today. Same as always. We have Kyle, Matt, Katie, Josh, and Greg. Uh, Happy holidays to everybody out there. I hope you're having, simply having a wonderful holiday time. Thank you. That's the end of the
Kwanzaa,
Shrimply.
Kwanzaa,
I hope you and the shrimp are
Christmas.
having a good time. They fried this rice for you. We are off to a bad start. Hey, I'm
It's fine. It can
gonna
only
go
go
ahead
up
and
from
just
here.
jump into a recap. I don't
It
know.
can only go up
That's
from here.
usually
It's
not
fine.
the vibe. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a recap real quick, and we are going to jump into things because we are at such a beautiful, happy point in our story where everybody is having a good time. Honestly, probably like one person is having a really pretty okay time.
I'm
Everybody
having
else
a
is
good
having a
time.
bad time. One person is like at least neutral.
Woo!
Um, but besides that, all of you last session finish your time at the second night of the biggest bash of the year. A party full of either the interesting, the powerful, or the morally dubious. Whatever reason, whatever interesting spark that Corrine saw in you is the reason you are at this party. Or you are somebody's second for combat, or you are somebody's +1 and just got lucky. It's really kind of a toss up. All of you make your way out of the party. Russ and Nix linger for a moment as Russ is noticing that his handler, who came to inform him that his boss would not be there until the last night because of some problems, um, seems to be talking to Jin Lee. And Jin Lee is true boss babe energy of you didn't get what you want, so you were going to see if you can kill a man legally. Uh, you ever try to legally kill a man? Um,
She
Everyone
has.
is under the impression that she is currently hiring seconds and +1s to challenge Russ to combat. And this party, this day, he fought in 8 combats, I think, which means that he partook in multiple uses of a short rest drug that seemed to be close to undoing him. And after his handler has a conversation with Jinli, he is informed that she says they won't try to fight Russ, but people who are already incentivized to do what they're going to do, she doesn't have any power over that. But they won't. So it seems as if Jinli and her 2 companions are going to stand down. At least that's what they said. But because of this outcome, the handler also said that she would acquire an item for Russ to help assist in the upcoming combats. And then went merrily on her way. Uh, Everybody makes their way back to the inn to basically get out of their very uncomfortable outfits and into pajamas, which is really the dream. Um, I feel like not too much happened in the night, besides some conversations with each other, some preparation for Nana possibly being in another combat, being unsure if that is the case. And Roshan talking to the Shadow, who says that if they were given a wish, that they would use it for knowledge and information and gaining, and does not think they are the best to inform, but that is how they think of it. Something that pushes them forward, something to keep going. And early the next morning after your long rest, I would say barely after your long rest, before the sun even thinks of rising in the sky, truly, Roshan gets up, goes into Nick's and Russ's room, and I'm gonna be very blunt about it, very unceremoniously states, I made you a promise. I'm breaking the promise. I'm going to use the wish to save my sister. Also, do you mind housing my sister at your home to keep her safe? All of this in the same breath. Um, Nix does not take the information well and asks Rashawn to leave. followed up by Russ insisting that Roshan leave. And Roshan graciously exits the room to be immediately pursued by Russ, who asks Keld to go watch Nyx. Russ goes and has a conversation with Roshan, asking to be just given all of the information. Talk to me like I'm a child in this moment to explain your choice. And tells him that he hopes it's the right choice. Also tells him that if Nyx were to die, that he would burn Roshan's world to the ground. But that the two of them are going to do whatever it takes to save Nyx. And they both agree to that. Um,
Pretty
and
emphatically.
they both agree that Nyx is going to make it out of this just fine. Or else, anywho, Russ goes back to tend to Nyx, who was brought into at least somewhat better spirits by talking to Keld, and the three of them pretty early. So there's probably a moment of time where they are just sort of existing in the square, like waiting for things to open. But you're going to be some of the first customers at a lot of places if you're so inclined. But the three of you go off on an adventure. Russ kind of setting the pace for movement as he has taken 2 levels of exhaustion from his experiences from the night prior. And he is now at half speed as he makes his way to Merriment Square. Uh, during this time, Roshan is like, I'm going to focus on something and goes to focus on enchanting his outfit for the evening. Um, Nana goes to do their rounds, sees that half the party's gone, sees that Roshan seems to be fucked up, and they have a conversation where Nana's sort of the carrot and the stick, where she agrees that Roshan is an asshole for their usage of word, but loves and supports them. And however either side is taken, both of you split ways. And coming down to the wire, sitting and having breakfast, waiting for everyone, because usually you all meet over breakfast. Um, Fen sits and is presented with a letter that accidentally fell out of the mail carrier's bag. Um, Picks it up. It's from Corrine, his date, who politely asks if he would be so kind as to sneak these items into the party, and they resemble the stickers that you got from your tickets, the thing that allows you to pass through the barrier. And it requests that he dispose of the letter. He does. And just as he throws the letter into the fire and begins to casually warm his hands, Nana enters the space, none the wiser. They have a conversation where Nana basically is like, listen, I'll tell you what's going on after the party. Easy peasy. We got to get ready for me to maybe fight somebody. We're in a limbo space with it. All I have is Fireball. So this is the world I live in right now. And that is where we are going to pick up. I'm going to pick up with team Nyx, Keld, and Russ. Um, the three of you have made your way towards Merriment Square at a leisurely pace. What are we doing? What are we looking for? What are we up to?
Mm. I think the first place we were going towards was the candy store because that was the only thing we all agreed children would like.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
We know children as a unit love
Like
candy.
And Riley specifically likes sweets a lot. So
That's true.
We did learn that.
You are welcome to head to the candy shop, which I believe is called Sweet. I can't find it, but that's what I think it's called. You make your way over, and there is some time that you have to kill. But it's easy enough to be like, oh, we can walk around, or we can sit on a bench we push some snow off of and stare into the void. Kind of depends on the vibe. But you probably have to kill 30 minutes.
Okay. So
got some time to kill, which means that's at least time for a few snowballs to be flung at Russ.
Go ahead and make some attacks. Uh,
Hmm.
I found the name of the sweet shop.
it's Sweet Teeth, right?
Yes, it is.
Cool.
Well, I did it then.
Yes, you
I'm
did.
amazing.
Yes, you are.
That's gonna be a 19.
Okay. Go ahead. We are going to do some opposed rollings here.
Okay.
A 19 without his armor on, 1,000% is going to hit Russ. As the first snowball makes contact and kind of sluggishly, but interested in focusing on something else, he will partake. Which one of you is behaving? Maybe. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
It is a pretty even match of snowballs. The thing you have going for you, Keld, is that you're faster at this point in time, which is not normally the
It's
case
true.
for you.
I mean, doubly so with the one hand. It's like you're kind of just balling up a single hand.
Yeah, you just take it in your hand, you just mash it against your thigh, you got a snowball.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's
There's
You
no
have a
problem.
meaty paw.
They might be a
too,
little
so it's-
small, but it works.
Oh, you've got a
Held.
big hand.
It's true.
Thanks to your team. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, give me that.
17.
Okay. There is the first moment you pick up a snowball to throw it.
Hmm.
And there is that, when you see an injury on your body and it doesn't make sense to your brain,
Yeah.
there's a moment where you feel like your stomach get heavy, but you are able to push that away rather quickly as you've had this going on for a few days now. But there is a moment where you kind of almost think you could start like tunnel visioning in on it, but you push it away.
Shake it off.
And yeah,
Oh,
and
buddy.
figure out on your own time as you have figured out how to wield a shield and sword and cook and put on your armor and your clothes. You'll figure out how to throw a snowball. And you
Sure
do.
will.
And you do a pretty damn good job of it.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
you guys have a good bit of time until you both get worn out. And eventually Sweet Teeth opens and you're able to go inside, and the candies vary in shape and size and, most importantly, color. The different colors that arrange over this are what makes it kind of a beautiful spectacle. Is the colors in this space. Are we looking for anything in particular, or are we just filling up a grab bag?
I'm just grabbing stuff. Nyx is in the void the whole time, so
Mm.
we're not thinking.
Yeah, Nyx just begins to fill a bag. Flavors, who needs them? Whatever it is. Prices, not looking.
Kel will put in like cool things he finds along the way.
He's like, this one's interesting. You skipped this one. Weird.
Yeah.
Hey, Nyx.
This one was too tall for you to reach. Got it.
Yeah, it's up
Yeah,
here.
I
got it.
got you.
But you all fill a bag of candy. If you would be so kind as to give me a gold and a silver, Russ is going to do it. Doesn't matter what it costs. Actually, in the grand scheme, Russ will buy it.
Nice.
But you have now officially at least gotten a gift. Depends if you want to look for anything else, or if you're like, that did it. But you have a large bag of different types of candies.
That's probably good.
Oh yeah.
Should
This
we?
is like her weight candy.
Mm. So we think it's a good gift. I've never honestly, I don't know if I've ever bought a birthday present. Now that I'm like dwelling deeply on it, I don't know if I've ever gone like birthday shopping.
Do we know if she likes anything else?
No.
I meet Riley once a year, and the difference between like 4 and 6 and like 5 are very stark. So I don't know. But it's not a bracelet, so
Could go look around.
yeah.
Go to that store we found your spoon at.
Mm.
Ooh, spoon store. You guys are very fun.
Cool stuff.
And
Spoon
Russ will accompany you to what he will refer to as the spoon store, but it has a bunch of other useful
No,
items.
no, this is beyond.
Yeah, this is beyond, beyond, beyond. It's where you can
Mm.
get literally almost anything. So really, pretty good store. Meanwhile, back next to a cozy hearth, about to probably leave said cozy hearth. Nana and Fen, are you heading somewhere? Are both of you? Is one of you? What are we doing?
I don't think Finn had any particular plans whatsoever. So, Nana, is there anything you want to accomplish before the party this evening?
Yeah, like I said, I'd really like to get out and get some shopping done. I want some sort of just something else to throw on with my outfit. I don't need it to be magical, just something else. Something else that's a third new thing that goes on for the third night of the party. Whatever. Your outfits are gonna far outstrip anything I could get at this point, so, you know. I'm not looking to be outstanding, just to participate in the tradition.
I think it's kind of my job to just be pretty here tonight. So, um, that's been my function so far. You need to be a bit more practical, but I'll help you pick something out if you like. Should we go get
And
the
I'd
purse from
also,
Oshan?
might be best, yeah, uh, just at least a little bit to shop with. Let me pop up real quick.
All right, I'll meet you here.
Okay, 1 second. Nana's not gonna throw Fen in the middle of all of this before she has a chance to talk things through with him later.
He has to look pretty. He can't have worry lines.
No, he needs to be pretty for Kareen.
The man has to
And
peacock around this party.
so Nana's going to go up and give just a small respectful knock on the door. Roshan, I'm sorry to disturb you. I just wanted a little bit of shopping money to finish out some things for tonight for preparations for the party. I don't need very much.
Yeah, come in and grab however much you want. If
Okay.
you go inside, Roshan's probably got like an illusory palette of colors, and he's making some color choices this early in the morning.
He's
Nice.
swatching.
Nana kind of like looks those over in passing. She's not ready to engage with our previous conversation again yet, so just going to gracefully step over to the party purse and maybe take a small handful of gold, I guess. Whatever
wanna give me a
seems
number?
proportional to the party coffers. Gosh, friggin' things are so expensive around here. If there's 100 gold and then a bunch to spare, that. If not, then like 50.
Yeah, take 170.
Alrighty then. You got it, boss. 170 gold for shopping.
There you go. And you are able to head off on your shopping trip.
Yay!
This early morning shopping trip, which at least for you comparatively is not going to be you're not going to have to kill time for most places at this point. Based on the people who left at near literally the ass crack of dawn.
Right.
But you head back downstairs with your coin in hand, and the both of you head off. Where are we going?
Probably, I'm thinking first off to Magisk Boutique and see whether or not there's any potions that jump out as useful, or scrolls, or maybe a last minute magic item purchase that has just eluded us because we haven't taken the time to take the tour yet. You know?
Nobody's taken the tour.
Nobody's taken the tour. So let's take the tour and see whether or not there's anything in there that might be useful for Nana to take into her duel, potentially, if she has one, tonight.
Okay. Um, both of you easily make your way over to Magisk Boutique and immediately realize if you're looking for things to help you in the magic department, you have not brought the money for it.
Shit. Fuck. God damn it. I'm so
for
bad
you
with
could get
numbers.
you
Nana
could
is
get
too.
like a casual healing potion. You could get a greater healing potion, but you cannot use healing potions during these combats.
Right,
No
that's
potions.
true. Right.
But if you would like, you could get the tour, and that is where you realize that you cannot afford most things at this place with that budget.
Which is
But
fine, because, like, taking the tour is kind of like the window shopping, and if I see something that is seriously interesting, then I will jump on that and, like, maybe run back and beg a little more from Roshan, which is gonna hurt, but it is what it is. If it looks important to the duel, Roshan will understand.
okay, so I'm going to list some of the things you see.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you how much it costs if you ask me. I will state the cost if it is equal to or lesser than the amount of gold you brought.
I do have a total of 201 gold and some silver
All
and
right.
copper.
I've got
On
38 and some change.
Okay, I'll just put us at a solid 250 and see if
Righto.
anything is that or less.
Alrighty.
You see a mannequin that has these beautiful elven-made boots and cloak. There is a circlet with sort of copper metaling and red gems inside of it. You can see that there's a little pedestal where something was, and it was sold. You can see that there is a large globe. It looks like it illuminates light and like just kind of follows you around like a big lamp. You see that there's a very pretty pen made of emerald. You see that there are goggles that look like they have the kind of design almost of an owl's features. You can assume these are for seeing in the dark. Uh,
I think I
there
remember
is,
inquiring about that pair of goggles at least once when we were in
yeah,
previously.
you
I
knew
think
this
I
was
remember
here.
that. Yeah.
There is another headband that is labeled as a headband of intellect. Um, you can see where the pole of collapsing used to be, but you guys bought it.
We did.
It seems that they currently now have two regular potions of healing, which you could afford. Currently, nothing higher, but he says he's in the process of making some. Um, he motions to this candle, which he tells you that this candle, when lit, you can put it underwater, you can put it in crazy conditions, it stays lit. It's 5 gold. You can see that there is a it's weird to say a beautiful broom hung up on the wall, but there is a beautiful broom hung up on the wall. It's like the bristles manicured into a beautiful point. It's almost like a humongous paintbrush, how like beautiful and sculpted this broom is. But it's a lot of money. You
Could
can
have
see
used
that
that when I was cleaning that roof off.
that would have been so useful.
Oh,
For 8,000
darn.
gold, how useful. Could have had
It's
such a
got to
clean
do
roof.
something besides sweeping for that price point, but you're not wrong. Practically speaking, yes, that would have been useful.
You are presented with just like a book that looks like this book was chosen to be like presenting the thing I'm holding, which looks like a rune encrusted like metal bookmark that sits inside of this book, probably being the most expensive thing in the shop. You see that there's still some more of those bath potions. There's also still some of Sweet Teeth's sugar bombs, which you took one before the party, or before, not before the party. That would have been a choice, I suppose.
It would have been.
But you took before the combat,
Yes.
and you also see what looks like a simple glass bottle that has like it looks like roiling smoke inside of it.
Hmm.
Those are the things that catch your eye. There's a box of scrolls, but scrolls are also pretty expensive. You could probably get cantrips, maybe
Mhm.
even some first level spells, but depends if they have them. But
Yeah.
that's kind of what you have with your budget currently is that you could get maybe a couple healing potions or a candle of the deep if so inclined.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm definitely going to get the candle. You know what? I'm going to get the candle. Nana is a ranger, Nana is a practical person. This is a candle that will stay lit in any condition. She will buy the candle for 5 gold.
Okay. You've bought the
But,
candle of the deep for 5 gold.
yes. Beyond
You have
that, what
bought
is
this
the
man out for
deal?
all of his cheap items. There
Oh,
we go.
well. What is the deal with the, was it a tiara with a red gem inset?
It was a circlet.
Okay.
And you were informed that this circlet allows you to cast Scorching Ray.
Oh, interesting. A certain number of times in a day or something?
He looks. I'm sure I'd have to pull out my notes. Circlets
Mhm.
are out of season for some reason.
Oh, really? That's a shame.
I think people are more into like hand jewelry nowadays.
Is that so?
But I
That's a
like a
shame.
good circlet.
It's a nice statement piece, I think, actually. Could be useful too. Hmm. What's the price point of this and what's the price point of the goggles?
The circlet is 1,000 gold, and the goggles are 1,500.
Okay.
You don't need the goggles now. You have a candle.
It's true. It's true. I've got the candle. I haven't got any need for the goggles now. Candle's
I
all I
think you
need.
can only do it once. Maybe I'm
Oh.
wrong. It's a bit smudged, but I think you can only cast it once.
Ah.
Maybe I'll beef that up with more gems and kind of sets the descriptor down.
Noted, noted. Um, I guess in that case, I will go ahead and purchase, yeah, I'll purchase a couple basic healing potions that can go into the party coffers. I'm here. We need some
Okay.
eventually. I'll grab that.
You buy 2 potions of healing for 100 gold.
Got it. I think that will at least wrap up what I can afford here. I will mull over the circlet and the goggles, but they don't seem like important enough additions to my accoutrement to be worth 1,000 or 1,500 gold for tonight. And then question mark thereafter, but maybe useful.
Unless for some reason your combat space is submerged in natural darkness, uh, maybe not.
Yeah, probably not. Then yeah, no, I'm okay with just the candle and the potions. And it was for 100 for the potions.
100 for both potions.
Thank you. Okie dokie. That's, I think, all I'm gonna get at Magisk Boutique. I might poke into. Is there like a place where I might like pick up just a little bit of like a pot of makeup, like a little swatch?
Um, that'd probably be at Marguerite's Wearable Works. Would be your
Okay.
best bet.
Okay. If I can go to Marguerite's, then pick up a little swatch of makeup. I'll put a little effort into a little look for tonight's party.
You can see that they are full to the brim with so many rich people currently getting their makeup done for the party that will be happening tonight. Um, the cheapest swatching of makeup
Mm-hmm.
is 15 gold. It seems to be basics, some
Okay.
blush, natural tones. If you are moving into unnatural tones, it is 50 and up. It is very pricey.
I'll do the 15. I'll do the 15. I haven't been
Okay.
putting any makeup
They-
effort into the last several nights, so any effort at all will be a step up and something different, which means I'm
Okay,
participating.
15 gold, please.
Got it.
And you are
15 gold.
granted a pretty small palette, but it has some basic skin tones on it, some things for highlight, blush.
Mhm.
That's the vibe.
Cool. Excellent. Neat. All right. Really, that's all the shopping I really had in mind. I think that'll be sufficient for tonight. Unless you can think of anything in particular, Fen.
Seems not.
I'm assuming
Fen
not.
thinks longingly of Corrine for a while.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I was.
God. Fen, you
I,
all right?
I'm sorry. I was elsewhere. What, Donna? What can I help you with?
Oh, well, I was just saying, I think I've got everything that I needed to shop for. Was there anything else that you thought maybe might be useful for tonight?
No. Unless you're gonna get a scroll of blur again, I think we'll be. I've got everything I need.
I think what I might do instead is I might just enhance my dexterity right out of the gate, sort of juice up my start of turn. You understand? And maybe hopefully get in the first blow, which really does seem to sort of give you a lot in these fights, and maybe sort of go from there.
That sounds like it's a good idea, as good as any.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of
Certainly
hope you
better
don't.
than, I suppose, like asking for, I don't know, blur and then winding up exhausted after it wears off. Oh, wait, is that the other one? Oh, I've had so many different spells
That's
kicking around my
haste.
head. That is haste. Oh, let's head back to
Yeah. The only thing I'm just gonna give you the info. It's
Yeah.
what you've stated. You're gonna get the advantage on initiative.
yes.
That's all it
Yep.
will give you for this combat.
Yep.
Nothing
That's
else.
all I'm really angling for right
Okie
now.
dokie.
I think I am going to vibe from there with my other stuff.
Was just laying it out. And if you fall from a taller height, you won't really fuck you up, maybe.
Cool. Neat. Good.
So you have that
I'm
going
okay
for
with
you,
it.
I guess.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So hey
My
Nix,
heels
roll
count,
me
right?
a luck check if you'd be so kind.
Got it. That is a 3.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Nana, roll me a luck check.
You got it. It is a 14.
Okay. Nana and Fen, you are going to beat the Keld Nix Russ combo home,
Okay.
and not by a lot. The three of them are going to come in after you guys kind of get back and settled and kind of like in the main space, but they are going to come in after that.
Okay.
You can see also when you arrive that in the far corner is the three ladies, Thor and team, all kind of sitting in at a booth together. And Thor and Gressa sort of stay focused in on what they're doing, and you can see like Maggie talking to them and then turn a little and then pull her head back and then turn a little and then pull her head back, and like these are not things really noticed by the group really, but it's just kind of like just kind of a clearing of the throat, and the other two look at her and then they all are like glancing over occasionally at the group at large. Nothing nefarious and nothing noticed, but like they've taken note of you coming in. But all of you are in this space. What are people doing?
I'm just paranoid. What do they know?
What do you know?
I don't
What do you know?
Fenn's gonna go up to his room for a little bit.
Okay.
And while he's there, he's going to attempt to try to figure out how to put these things on that Corinne sent. She did it last time.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you can mimic her actions and see if it does the same thing.
Fenn will attempt to mimic her actions and see if it does the same thing.
Okay. I'm not making you roll for this. It's not like she cast a magic spell to make this happen.
Wasn't an intricate motion.
Yeah, you take the grouping of these 3 sticker pieces and are you setting it against your arm? Where are you putting them?
Yeah, opposite wrist of the other one.
Okay, so you put them on the opposite side and carefully, kind of like a temporary tattoo, just like kind of like push it in and then just slowly peel it away, and you can see where on your skin 3 stickers remain.
All right. If it looks satisfactory, Fenn will roll down his sleeves and brush off his outfit, get a bit tidied up, and come rejoin the group after a reasonable amount of time.
Okay, so Fenn is currently upstairs, not being sneaky. Anybody else?
Do you want to go sit with them, Cal?
Oh, I wanted to do something first, but Geld will wave to the ladies.
Okay. If Cal's not going over there, then I'm going upstairs.
Okay, and Russ stays in tandem with Nick, sort of as like a blocker piece. Like you would have to go around or talk through Russ to get to Nick's. And they are heading briskly upstairs. You're muted.
Technical difficulties with this. Nana would like to try and catch Russ's sleeve. Not gonna go and like confront Nyx directly, but she's going to say quietly, fully within your right to say no. I would appreciate it if I could speak with Nyx. If Nyx wants you
No.
to be there, that's fine.
Thank you, Nana. And he is going to gently take his arm back and kind of gives you like a nod, and then he is going to pursue Nyx.
Nana's gonna go and talk with Thick Biscuit. It's fine.
Nana turns around and is like, well, I'm going to go talk to a horse for a while.
I gotta go see a horse about something.
About a
I
guy.
gotta see a horse about an apple. So Nana exits the inn. Keld, where are you going?
Geld's gonna go find Roshan real quick.
Sure. And Roshan, while we're talking about you, go ahead and roll me some Arcana DC. This is cantrip.
You don't
shit,
even
right?
need to say it because I rolled a nat 20.
Ooh.
Okay, content. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's
Jesus.
whatever you want it to be. It's gonna take
It's
you
perfect.
all day, but it is gonna be
Yeah.
whatever you want.
But he's gonna be beautiful.
It's gonna be so beautiful and great, and it
So enchanted.
one of the effects may just last forever. Who knows?
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow.
You just may have an enchanted outfit forever. But Keld, you make your way upstairs after kind of everybody scatters and you are alone in the main room, and the 3 ladies are kind of like looking over at you, and then quickly go back to their business.
Geld was like,
And
moment of
head up.
indecision, then I'll head upstairs.
all right, what do you do?
He'll knock on the door politely.
Roshan will say, come in, and is probably over. He's probably got all of the enchanting materials laid across one of the beds, and seems to be like drawing in the air some northern lights.
Ooh. Keld comes in and is instantly kind of captivated.
Wow.
He'll see Keld and say, "Oh, if there's anything else you need, the bag of holding's on the desk."
Thanks. I didn't come to ask for money this time.
Roshan was trying to play it cool, but the longer you're here, the redder he gets.
Oh no.
What did you need something else then?
No, I just kind of wanted to talk with you. Nix was telling me everything this morning about your decision and that you have a wish.
Yeah, and I never wanted to use it in the first place, but I need to. But this doesn't mean anything has changed, and I still want to help Nix find a cure to fix it. I didn't know if I'd ever have the chance again, so.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, I understand. I didn't even realize you had such a powerful tool. That's like I can see why you're I get it. If I were in your shoes, I'd do the exact same thing.
Well, that's good to hear.
And I mean, if I had a wish, that's what I'd use it on Nix. Where did you even get it?
We told you about finding Alyona in the tower, right? The one out in the water.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, she'd been stuck there for I have no idea how long, and when I saw her stuck, I couldn't. I didn't want to be someone who bargained with her. I didn't want to prolong her suffering, and so I set her free. And she thought that was kind enough that she bestowed maybe the best boon that she could have.
Huh.
I'd really hoped to spend the next few decades not using it and let it gather dust on a shelf just in case something happened. But here we are.
Yeah. So you're on a time limit, so what you're saying?
Yeah, it sounds like Alyona wants to pop off. I don't know. I hope I'm not in the same time zone whenever it happens, but sometime in the next week and a half, 2 weeks, she's something big.
Huh. Why does that feel so ominous?
Because she's scary. Keld, I don't know, like, I've got magic sight sometimes, and I use it a lot, but she she did something and let me look through her eyes, and I don't know if this person was invited knowing that they were who they were, but there was something dancing around the dance floor, and I think it was one of Alyona's pantheon, and it was unimaginably large and inhabiting the body of a person all at the same time. It was hard to look at, terrifying, and she went and had a dance with him and was weeping, and she's scary, and that was all scary. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but that was scary.
Huh. That is scary. Okay.
Yeah, so if you see, and Roshan will describe what Chernobog's human look was like,
Okay.
maybe just avoid that person entirely.
All right. I'll keep that in mind. Huh. Gosh. How do we keep coming across all of these strange beings?
Well, I hate to say prophecy because I don't like the predeterminism, but we used to travel with a prophet, and she would say crazy things, and that's, I think, really why we're here. Well, why Fen and Nana and I were here.
Mm.
I don't know. You could say prophecy. You could say serendipity. Maybe we're cursed.
Let's hope not.
For what it's worth, I'm really sorry to break my promise to your sister. And I know she's getting worse fast, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I can't solve it today, but I do want to solve it.
I don't think any of us could solve it today, so
Roshan kind of looks away like, yeah, definitely can't. Not anymore.
we'll figure it out.
And I'll do everything I can to help.
Thank you.
Thanks for not hating me.
You're welcome. I don't know.
No, yeah, that's the proper way to respond to that. I'm gonna finish up enchanting this, but did you get a chance to figure out anything for Calendula?
Well, I know Nyx had an idea, and I had an idea. There, I need to talk to her about that.
Okay. Well, if you please figure something out before the party, thanks.
Did you have any ideas?
No, I was
Alright.
busy.
Well, I should get busy. Keld's gonna head out.
Thanks, Kilt. Roshan feels both guilt and relief at the same time. He was expecting Keld to be not harsher because the boy's just a big marshmallow boy, but angrier or more upset. And so he's relieved that everything went well, but Keld also said, well, nobody could fix it today, and Roshan feels bad because he literally could do that, and he's choosing not to.
Jillian, no audio?
That's what I'm getting.
I'm listening on stream. Turn up for what?
Turned down for what?
That
Hmm.
might be useful. I'm not hearing anything on the stream from you, Jillian. Listening, listening, listening.
No, can't hear you on the stream, Jillian.
You're not a real boy, Jillian. I'm sorry. All right. Well,
Hey, we're gonna break for 10 minutes. Grab yourself something to drink. Get yourself a snack. We will rejoin you in 10.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult. We just took our 10-minute break. Hopefully, you can hear me, and I'm coming in clear, babes. But it's episode 160, and I think we can just jump right back into it after we've had some shopping and a conversation between Keld and Roshan, where Keld said, "I understand your choice. I would have picked my sister too." And it is what it is, baby. It'd be like that. Choices are hard.
Siblings.
Um,
Siblings, I
there
guess.
was there winning in this scenario? Probably not. But you gotta pick what you pick. You picked it. Each choice comes with consequences. But that's neither here nor there. That's somebody else's problem for later. Not mine. Not my problem.
Somebody's problem for later. Is it somebody
Not me.
else's? We'll see.
But I think I will pivot back over to Keld, who has just exited Roshan's space. And Keld, where are you going?
I think I'm gonna stop by to see Nyx to get the ball rolling about
Mm-hmm.
this boon.
Okay. So you head back to the space. Nyx, what have you been doing in probably this 10-minute time span?
You know, head buried under a pillow type of thing.
Mm,
Thinking about going
Yeah.
home. Yeah.
yeah. Russ is just sitting next to Nyx, like just like rubbing her arm and sort of like looking off. But you enter the space, Keld, and he leaves the space immediately.
He
See, you
leaves
talk
it.
to a person and they leave immediately.
What happens when you
Every
call them out?
Nobody is. If I talk to you, you gotta go.
That's how
I
it
see you pop
works.
back up on the stream, so I'm gonna let you start talking and see if that's okay. But you enter the space. Nyx is buried in a pillow, and Russ is stroking her arm.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
awake.
Yeah, she's awake.
Other than the one I gave last night, I do think he would like a date with Torment.
Okay, I don't think Greg's coming in hot.
Okay.
Just something for producer to check out real fast for me. I don't think Greg's audio is coming through.
Oh no.
'Cause
Gregory,
I
come back to
I
us.
wouldn't be
Nyx is
surprised.
up and he's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
He's
a boy.
gone forever.
Hey,
Oh,
Roshan. I'm just gonna focus over this way while they figure that out. You
Here
guys
he
focus on
is.
that. I'm gonna talk to Roshan. You can casually interject occasionally, Greg, and be like, "Wow." Yeah, we'll see if it works. But um,
Okay.
actually, for a second, well, Keld, I will pull away from you because it seems only polite now that I said Roshan. I invoked Roshan's name. Roshan, you're existing with these emotions in the space, and you kind of have to ground them because, at least a little bit, because there is something about working with magic in heightened emotional environments that works for some magic users, but not all. And I don't see that being your forte is working at peak emotion. I don't see
Yeah,
that
I don't.
being your.
I also don't.
I don't see that as your best case scenario. And as you sort of like try to like kind of recompartmentalize, put it back in its places, accepting the emotion and putting it where it needs to go for now because you're doing things, you can almost feel that emotion slowly draining into a different space around you. And it's not unpleasant. It's not like you are left apathetic, you know, but you can hear just the subtle rumble of static. And you realize that you are connected in this moment to the shadow. More so of you looking at the shadow than the shadow looking at you. As if it is thinking and pulling in energy and working through something. And you can feel that now in the space. Now that you've sort of kind of tampered yourself back down again, you can feel the shadow is trying to do something.
I think Roshan would give himself a quick break from the crafting of his magical enchantment and quietly just observe the shadow and see what's going on.
Yeah. You take a moment and you watch, as you can only assume the shadow has probably done to you in these moments of interest, of intrigue. And you can hear kind of the murmuring of three voices layered on top of each other instead of like the shifting cadence that it normally wears. It's as if three minds think in tandem. And you hear the shadow speak up, and the voice sounds like the static when you tried to speak to your sister. The shadow's voice is static and slowly, as if finding the right frequency. Roshan, it was. Roshan, it was. And then there's kind of just like a moment where the energy drops. I could only get two more. I am sorry.
Um, no worries. Uh, Still not enough to dissuade me, so I thank you for trying.
I do not wish to dissuade or lead. Just inform. Roshan, it was. I will keep trying.
Um, I think he's quiet about it after that, and he goes back to work. But there is a soft, quiet lump in his stomach. Like his question was, "Do you need help?" And the answer is, Roshan, it was something. And he's trying to, I mean, eventually I'm sure he'll think through every possible scenario and
Uh-huh.
catastrophize about them all. But right now it's just a little lump in his tum.
Mm, beautiful. And Keld, you had entered the space with Nyx. Roshan's like, great, good.
Yes.
Well, I'll take another 5 minutes to think about my life and then I'll get back to work. Uh, but
We all
Keld, you
just
went into
vibing
the
in this
space
Chili's.
to talk to Nyx. You can start that convo wherever you want to.
Okay, so I've never played Matchmaker. I feel like we might need some more hands in on this.
Right. My attempts haven't been great, at least in the past few days.
Okay.
Uh, maybe, I don't know. Do you think Thor and her friends are good at that? We could ask them. Or come up with a different idea.
I wonder.
We've been doing stuff together long enough.
Okay, we're back. Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hi guys, sorry.
Welcome back to On the Backs of Gods, episode 160. We took a break. We took a longer break. Roshan had a conversation with the shadow. If that disappeared into the void, whoopsie poopsie. But the shadow was able to surmise a couple more words from his sister's sending, which was garbled. Roshan, it was. And the shadow's like, I'll keep trying, man. Enhance. I'll do what I can. Enhance. Enhance. Um, but meanwhile, for hey, work with me for the third time. Kelda's gonna walk into this room to see Nis.
Please.
And they discussed how they could
Why does it feel
possibly
like
work on.
Groundhog Day?
Why am I here again? Discussing how they can pay off this boon to Calendula. And you've discussed the options of possibly hooking him up with Torment, uh, and maybe asking Thor and friends for assistance in this adventure, and maybe some other options on the table. But that's where we left off, I think. If you'd like to hop into it.
I don't know if you have
Yeah.
another idea.
I was thinking if maybe there's like, because surely there's something from home that some sort of plant that he hasn't had access to or something. Trying to think of something that like grandma's talked about or
She talked about a lot of stuff.
yeah.
Man. I don't know if any of them were ever rare. I don't really look at the plants around here to know see if they're something different or not that often. There was that one that was like almost like a snack.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
the sugar tuft.
mm-hmm. There was
Mm.
there's there were both versions of it. Maybe he wants the one that wasn't as good to eat one.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's really a snack
she
person.
said you could use it for a lot of different things, so maybe that could be something he'd find useful.
Yeah, it was like a faux sugar. You could ask him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have plans for tonight other than go talk to. We can talk to him right away, maybe.
Yeah, I'm kind of lost for tonight too, so
Mm. So
that sounds like a good place to start. Yeah.
hold on. Should go into her bag and pull out the magic candies that she has, the 4 sugar bombs. Give them to Kelda. Can you just give them to whoever you thinks might need them?
Oh, sure.
Thanks. You can keep one too.
Nice.
Sibling bonus. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sibling tax.
Wait, sorry, I zoned out for half a second. Who are we matchmaking?
Calendula and Torment.
Nick says they seem to really have some connection.
Calendula seems to really like him.
I mean, what the fuck do I know? I haven't really sat down and talked to either of them about their feelings. It's certainly it's like you were asking me to start like putting people together at the party. It wouldn't be my first go-to. It would be up there because there's usually a lot of kind of casual catcalling. There's like one a night. Like one a night, Calendula will yell something, and Torment will stare into the void and keep walking. And that's just sort of how it always went. But they sat together. That's the first time I've seen that happen.
He seemed very happy when Torment said a word to him. So, like, a whole date probably equals an equal boon, you know?
Right?
I don't know how we'll pull that off, but
Well, it's also not my forte, sadly. Also, I don't want this to come off weird. I usually try to talk to the normals at these events. Like,
Mhm.
there are at least I know the people that are high up on list, whether it's because they are powerful or strange or magical. And I usually pick people that are a few notches down from that. And like those are the people I usually mingle with because I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. And because, I'm working.
Well, I think we've already kind of bit off a little more than we can chew, so we're just
That's
kind of
sort of the
stuck here.
vibe. Yeah.
I did take a walk with him yesterday, so that might, put us in his favor a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. And then I was just like, you know what?
Yeah, how was that?
Quiet.
Figured.
Good.
Mhm.
Mm.
I got really tired walking in a circle though, so probably not doing that again.
The circle, there's something about the circle in general that just, it's draining.
No, didn't like
Mm.
it. While you're both here, I've been debating about this for a while. This thing that I'm supposed to spy on this general. I don't really want to. I don't know if that's still something you could try to get rid of, Russ, with the flies. If not, I'll do it. I just talking to her yesterday. I didn't really
Oh, they
feel
want
right.
you
The flies did, or they were gonna. They threatened to ruin our town. Essentially, I think was the vibe from Gunhild.
to. Mm.
I will say, just because it has been a hot minute, and Nyx can
Mm.
100%, 1000% take it that way.
Yeah.
But Gunhild's almost a separate entity of like, I'm going to ruin your life at some point, and I'm going to kill your family. Not
Mm.
today. And then she's like, and also you owe money. So it's separate, but
Okay.
also Gunhild is the middleman in all of
Yeah.
this.
It
So
felt like
it's,
they were together for some
It
reason.
felt like they were together in her brain.
yeah. So you are welcome to continue to think that because it's a valid thought. But
Mhm.
Gunhild was like, here's me in the grand scheme, but these are also my friends, but they want money.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what'll happen if you don't give them the money and don't do the work, but I maybe know where you live. I don't know. Anyway, you guys have a good night. So that was the vibe is up for interpretation, so it's not a bad one to have.
Yeah, we
Um,
just have to pay it or do the thing. And I'd rather not do it if I don't have to.
all right. I have not had a lot of interaction with the flies. I know of them. I know that we are going to, whatever our choices in this, we are going to do it as carefully and respectfully as we can. Because I do not want to make an enemy of the flies. You don't want to make an enemy of the flies. And I don't want to involve my boss in that altercation. So I think there has to be a way around it, but we can't do anything to piss anyone off during these steps.
Okay. Probably should not tell them that I was asked to spy on them.
Nyx, I love you so deeply and so terribly. If you tell the general that this is happening and the general retaliates in any way, maybe we're not fucked, but somebody's fucked, and then by association, then we might be.
Okay.
So, don't spy. We'll figure something out.
I'll just try to forget the one time I did.
Did you get anything good? Maybe you got something good enough that we can already just like nip it in the bud and move along.
Well, okay. Can you translate these words? I'm just gonna say these random words that she's been
Nyx
remembering
is
for
going
days.
to attempt, after multiple days, to say words in a language she does not know.
Yes.
I need you to roll intelligence for me, just straight intelligence.
Yeah.
because you are
minus
just trying to
one.
remember words that you don't recognize
Sure am.
and pick the important ones.
That's an 11.
Okay, that could be worse.
It really
Could
could.
be a lot better, but it could be a lot worse. You begin sounding out sounds, and Russ is just like slowly leaning in and squinting,
Hmm.
as this is also like his second language. So he's like, okay, here we go. As he watches you, and then he'll like correct a bit of pronunciation. Like, was it more like this? Was it more of a glottal stop situation? Like, he's kind of helping you kind of parse your way through a couple words.
Mm.
All right, Nix, I'm going to be honest. A lot of the things you're saying to me are just like kind of like middle words,
Not
like
real
is
words.
and are and stuff like that.
Stuff you'd hear a
But
lot.
obligation. Obligation.
That's a big word.
It's a pretty big word. But the thing is, it's a pretty big word, so I could be mistaken. I'm gonna have Russ roll intelligence.
Beautiful.
He has the same stats.
Yeah.
Here we go.
We're a great couple. We fit so well.
You're lucky you're both pretty.
Obligation. Could you say that last
Mhm.
jumble again real fast? And you try to stumble through.
And also just imagine her being really upset while saying it.
Right. I'll
Yeah.
put myself in the emotional space for just give me a second. I have to find it. And there's just like a tiny little smirk at being a little cheeky. Obligation. Huh. You're switching things around, it sounds like. The sentence, like, because it's been days. It makes sense. If you remembered this, I'd honestly be super shocked and like more concerned, honestly. Something about doing the best thing or the right thing, doing the needed thing, something about doing something hard. I don't know.
Could be anything.
Yeah. Something about something regarding obligation, making a choice. That's hard. That's the best I got. We'd really have to screenplay this and like write it all out and maybe figure something out. But on the fly, that's the best I can do with his 18 on the dice.
With my bad roll combined.
So both of you together, you get an idea of a sentence.
Yeah. I think that's as probably good as we were going to get anyway with it. Since I don't know the language at all and was just trying to memorize sounds.
Yeah, that seems like a choice. I feel like you'd have to do that thing where you send me in to watch the thing.
That probably would have worked a lot better.
Yeah, but we've decided we're not doing it anymore.
Right. Well, that can be the plan if we can't figure out the other. Yeah. There.
Right. So this is something we'll probably have to hold out for until the party's over and then handle it after, but
yeah.
Hopefully they can wait till then.
I would hope so. Yeah. Are we going home tomorrow or are we waiting another day?
What do you mean?
I figured, well, we have to go home either way. And we were waiting till after the party. So are we going tomorrow? Like, would the relic we're getting from your boss be ready that quickly, or do we have to wait a couple days?
I'm not positive. The thing is, they'd have no reason to come back into town after that, so I can
Right.
only assume they would give it to us probably tonight or drop it off.
Okay. I was thinking about just kind of going home today, but it doesn't seem like the best choice.
Yeah. And then how would we matchmake?
It's true.
I don't know if I could pull that off on my own.
You make friends with everybody. You could do it.
But I don't know if I can make everyone friends.
I don't know. You usually do.
Keld, I respect everything you say, and I think we are normally on the same page, but I do want to say, Nix, if you want to leave, if you want to go home, you can.
I want to, but I don't think it would be good for everyone else if I did.
Would it be good for you?
Maybe.
You can think on it some more if you want.
Besides, if I go, who'll take your spot after the 6th person you fight?
I mean, Keld's name's already on the contract. He basically signed it away. He's already on it. It's too late.
I feel like
That's true.
Mm,
I did sign it.
see that it's not as good. I'm sorry, but I think I would do a better job.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Oh, that was a very, very cruel jab. If it makes you feel better, you both are my top choices if somebody has to stand in for me and defend my honor.
Okay.
Maybe if no one challenges, we could fight each other just to see.
See, now that's fun. See,
Wait,
that
what?
sounds like a good time. Because you're not
Me
going to kill
versus
each
you,
other.
Keld.
There's no malice.
Oh.
There's no unknown variables.
Just for fun.
You know,
We'll see.
if it comes down to just fun, all right.
I like it.
So you said we're talking to Thor about matchmaking? Because I also feel like I have opinions on that, but like, what the fuck do I know?
Should we go down to their table? They're probably all still
I
there
don't know.
staring and waiting for us to come down the stairs.
Yeah, we can see if they're still there.
I'll leave the room. I'll do it.
We can all go. Are you in on this, Russ?
Of course.
Yeah, sure. I don't think I could do the like by myself in a room thing. So yeah, totally.
Is it clear to Nix that he has these levels of exhaustion?
Go ahead and give me insight. I'll give you advantage because you've been hanging out with him all day.
Okay. 27.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. First, I gotta get something else. I'll go get my diamond dust out of the bag.
What are we doing?
Quickly smack him on the side. Greater restoration him.
Nix, you don't have to.
Feel a little better now.
I feel like I should get it in my mouth. I shouldn't get it in my mouth. And just like
puts her hand
like
up
kind
to
of
him.
like brushing it off of like the corner of his mouth.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't eat that.
No.
Okay, so that just gets rid of
Very
one of his
shiny
levels
ship.
of exhaustion, correct?
Yeah, only one.
Okay. So he still has
But
disadvantage on ability checks and what have
Is
but
he
you.
he's
any
a little
faster?
better.
He is faster.
But
He's
he is
faster.
now at full speed. Yes.
He
No
looks
Not
longer
normal.
stronger, but he is faster.
He is faster, which was really something. Um, I would have thought he was faster, but then again, he does have armor equipped, and that's probably what's fucking him over. He'd probably be a lot faster if he didn't have armor on. But right now, he's probably pretty fast. Yeah, we're good. But yeah, the three of you are gonna go downstairs, and with Nix's and Russ's passive perception, you can hear the scuttling of little tootsies, not at your door, but like at the bottom of the steps, kind of shuffle quickly back into the main space as you enter, and the three women are super casual.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And you enter into that space. Let me check in on Fen after his slow, secretive planning to sneak in these items for Kareen. Um, Anything else you want to do, Fen? Is there somewhere you want to hang out or anything you want to accomplish?
No, Fen strictly went upstairs to do that and make it
Mm-hmm.
seem to take about the time that a privy break would take, and then
Mm-hmm.
come back down to the common space. That
Okay,
was
so Fen
Everyone
would be
is
in that
scattered.
space. Yeah. So Fen once again is like, it's just me at this fucking table.
I'm so sorry.
But you are soon, at least in the presence of Russ, Keld, and Nyx, but they are making their way over to the ladies' table. And you watched, Fen, you would have seen Maggie like casually standing at the bottom of the steps, being super casual, and then perk up and then make her way back over to the table to be casual. It's not like she was hiding, but she was being in a different space and then not being wanting to be seen by
She
somebody
was
else in her space.
being nosy.
A little bit. Probably a little bit. But yeah, all of you are now in this space together.
Fen is sitting at their usual table, snacking on crackers or pretzels or whatever is available, and wondering why no one has come to sit with him yet. And he's just
Eating
going to stay
pretzels.
there. He's not going to go intrude on anybody else's shit, but just chilling. Occasionally feeds a pretzel to Jenny.
I'm excited about pretzels existing. Just like art, like there's a big company, they make pretzels, tiny little pretzels in bags. Sometimes they
It's
put flavors
genius.
on them.
Ooh,
Yum yum yum.
Bars
flavor
really love to buy
crystals.
them. There's salt all over this. Amazing. They're great. Sponsor us, pretzels.
Salt
Big
being one
pretzel.
of like the most valuable resources in the Middle Ages, just
And
just
the
I mean,
willing it
people who
onto
made
snack food
pretzels
at the bar.
bought it all
There's
up.
lots of coastline.
It's Big Pretzel's fault that salt is now so expensive
Big
in this
pretzel.
universe. Big
Big
Pretzel's the one who
pretzel.
fucked this up. I blame Big Pretzel. But you go and you kind of go over to the ladies section and they just kind of like sort of try to smile at you real casual. I'd love deception checks from the ladies. What is that? What is that? Almost cool as cucumbers as you enter their space and the camera pans to a horse. And a person who can only talk to the horse in common, the horse can only respond in horse. Nana, is there anything you'd like to do?
Well, Nana's been out in the stable talking with Thick Biscuit, because everything's fine. And has been, like, her initial urge was to use speak with animals to just kind of like have a little bit of repartee, but like then she remembers the party tonight, and maybe she'll need the spell slots to fight a duel. So maybe she should hold on to that. And technically speaking, Thick Biscuit didn't really have a ton of philosophical input on the last trauma dump she gave them. So it's fine. She just kind of like talks to Thick Biscuit for a hot second about like everything that's going on in her head, just like quietly to Thick Biscuit, to herself. And like eventually she kind of gets on the tangent of, okay, so how am I going to figure out all of this? I could try praying to Snotra. She's actually the one god that actually, didn't treat me like an insect, basically, on contact. Well, this is hardly the place to do that. Not very pragmatic. I wonder if there's a temple. There's been a lot of temples around. I bet there's probably a temple to Snotra. I bet there probably is. Thick Biscuit, you're a wonderful person to talk to. I very much appreciate it. She gives Thick Biscuit a few more quick brushes on their flank and a quick pat and an apple, and goes to try and speed walk her way to find and visit a temple to Snotra if she can.
Okay. You have to ask about it. You're kind of emboldened by the fact that this is like one of the closest cities to the library. That
Sure.
that that is a big sort of big beacon location for
Yeah.
Snotra. And
So it feels like probably there's a representative of that here.
you also know that like not a super nearby, but nearby there's also like another town with the name like Snotra kind of in it. You're like, this is Snotra territory. Like let me let me try and see.
Let me
So you
see.
make your way around.
Uh-huh.
Easy thing to ask for because it's not weird or nefarious to ask where a temple is in a city. And you are pointed in a direction. There is a temple to Snotra in town. It's just an area you haven't exactly frequented yet. It's sort of,
Oh,
you guys
okay.
have been going to like the same spots, so you never
Yeah.
walked by it. This is
Okay.
in the northwestern side of the city, like top northwestern side. And you've
Huh.
always kind of
Okay.
stopped a bit short going to Merriment Square, but it is
Huh.
past Merriment Square if you go for a
Okay.
bit. So it's a bit of a walk. It's a bit of a jaunt, but you have time.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. If I've got time, then I want to make my way over there and hope that maybe Snotra will pick up and have something constructive to say.
Okay. You make your way towards the Temple of Snotra, and you feel pretty confident when you see a white marble building. Nowhere near the size and scale of the library, but beautiful, smooth white marble. Um, and as you get closer, you enter into a courtyard where you can feel kind of the tiles beneath your feet, mostly covered in snow, except for like a main path. But the courtyard is also in and of itself very sparse. There are not places to sit in the courtyard. It does not look like there are topiaries like that were once maintained in this space. It's just stones on the ground. As you make your way through, you can see that the building, even of itself, compared to the library, is kind of sparse like the courtyard, especially when you can compare it to the library, the beautiful carvings you saw on the sides. Um, but you do notice these little holes and slits of different sizes going through the marble. And you're not sure if it goes all the way through to the inside because a lot of them, they're just in scattered positionings on this side as you walk past. That seems to be the only real design work on the building. And
Hmm.
you enter inside this temple, and the inside is almost as sparse as the outside. It is cavernous for its size. It has these large buttresses that line up with a curved ceiling, and you can see at the end, towards the center, there is a beautiful marble carving of a woman with a braid wearing very simple white robes. You can only assume. Based on the marble, who knows? Maybe Snotra's really into vibrant colors, but probably not based on her followers as you've seen them. Unless she's like one of those ladies you want to be the prettiest bride in the room, you know. But to each their own. Uh, it is this large, beautiful statue, and she has a hand raised as if she's holding the ceiling, as if her touch keeps it in place and holds it high above you. There is not a lot of places to sit here. It is a sparse space. There is something akin to a bench, which you can see somebody is sitting at. Uh, an old, kind of thinner, scrawnier, sort of looking older man wrapped in a blanket. You recognize him. It was the homeless man that you saw as you left the party last night. And he just seems to be sitting on one of these bench like structures, just kind of huddled in on himself, not saying anything, just sitting. And you can see kneeling at the foot of the statue of Snotra is a woman also wearing simple white robes. Um, her face not covered in the same way as the women of the library, but very modestly dressed, and you can see that her outfit is bulked up a bit for winter. So it is practical in the sense of as long as they don't drink wine or coffee, that's probably fine. Um, but you enter the space and it is quiet. The only sound you hear is the sound of your feet walking across marble floors.
All right. Well, if that seems to be the whole spread, I think uh, Nana will maybe, if there's enough room on the bench for her to sit next to the homeless person, I think that she will do so. If there's not, then she'll go up and take a kneeling position near the statue.
It would be a bit of a tight fit. You'd definitely
Okay.
be like shoulder to shoulder with this guy if you tried to sit next to them.
I wouldn't want to encroach on his space, and he deserves to be able to sit in comfort. So Nana will go up and kneel.
Nana, as you make your way up, you sort of even up with the side wall, and it catches your eye.
Mm-hmm.
Light.
Oh.
And it is the beams of light coming in from the holes and slits in the wall. And they are adding to this visage of the sun and the moon being pulled across the sky. A very simple but elegant design. And it takes you a moment as you look at the different places the light has landed to add to the scene. You think this is some sort of time-telling device.
How marvelous. I don't think she says that out loud, but gosh, it's forefront in her mind. That's genius. That is some forethought. That is some excellent planning and execution of architecture, and she appreciates that kind of that intentionality of craftsmanship. Moving up, I think, to kneel before the statue, I think she simply asks if Snotra might grant her counsel again, as she did previously. If not, then perhaps at least listen and grant Nana some kind of guidance going forward.
As you begin to murmur your prayer looking for counsel, the woman next to you turns her head and looks at you. For the first time, really getting to see the face of a worshiper of Snotra. She is covering her head with a large scarf that sort of flows down to the sides. But she looks at you for a moment. Have you been here before?
No, it's my first time. I've known Snotra only very briefly. Saw the library, and wanted to come and seek her steadying influence.
She looks to you. I am Searcher Chrysilda.
Searcher, it's very good to meet you. I'm Nana Hemming's daughter.
May I speak to you of Snotra?
Please, yes. I confess I know little, and I'd like to learn.
You said you have spoken of her before, or to her before, and however that may have come across, that is a great gift. But your question, you're looking for counsel. The goddess does not often answer with that type of guidance. She looks up at the statue just towering above the two of you. She provides strength, courage, a steady mind and hand. She provides the tools so that we can know when to breathe and when to jump. In the eyes of the goddess, we are our own guides. Our tools are our experiences. Our counsel is our thoughts and those around us we trust. Her followers, her searchers. They know they cannot tremble in the nest forever. So, I advise, if you wish to speak to the goddess, that you request strength for yourself, so that you may come to a conclusion.
All right. I think I'll need to do that then. I'm not in a position to consult the folk that I would normally consult on the matter I wanted counsel for, so strength for myself will do. Thank you.
Sometimes we are our own counsel. Often we are our own counsel.
Yeah. It's difficult. I've looked to so many people for guidance for so much of my life, and I feel more alone than I think I've ever been before. So it's different.
If you are alone, then you have time to think. You have been given a situation where you have time for prudence. You should take that as a great gift.
I do. I'm thankful. Is there any certain sort of way that it's advised that one meditate on such things for Snotra to advise or to influence?
Well, we are normally pretty quiet here, and she smiles a little. It
I
is
understand.
the way we meditate, the way we communicate with the goddess, and some have truly communicated with the goddess on matters that she deemed worthy, matters that she deemed that she was the counsel needed. And that is not many. But she believes in introspection. She believes in strength of the self. She knows that if we dwell on something and look inwards, that we can solve near any problem. And if there is a problem we cannot solve inwards, we reach out. And if the problem cannot be solved by reaching outwards to our counsel, it is not our problem. It is not something we can solve, and we cannot let it ruin our counsel who we trust, or ourself which must be strong. So sometimes, as we build up to a moment, we must make the choice to let go of it. And that's a very hard choice to make.
Yeah. It's hard to know what the right thing to do is. I worry that if I do nothing, it will be worse. But I would hate to take the wrong action. Much more.
If you are indecisive and you cannot come to a conclusion in this moment as you look inwards, and as you said you cannot reach out to your counsel, then the step is to breathe. If you know you cannot jump, you must breathe.
Okay. I can do that. Nana will just take the time and breathe.
Okay. Nana will spend time quietly in the temple. Eventually, you hear the sounds of old shaky knees standing, and the old man has quietly slipped out of the space as you look inwards. And eventually, when either time dictates or you dictate, you can head back.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Meanwhile, at a table of very nosy, gossipy ladies.
But they didn't eavesdrop at all.
No, they would never.
Never.
The three of you approach, and they all kind of like look at you like, I can't believe they're still walking towards us.
Can't believe it.
Walking towards me? You're walking right at me.
Why would they do that?
Thor kind of like looks. Hey, what's up?
Morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
It's been a morning.
It's morning.
Yeah. Can we?
Why are you acting so weird?
Why are you? There's just a, and she kind of lowers her voice so it's just at the table. There's just a palpable energy. I don't know. It feels weird. You guys needed something?
No, you're definitely all acting weird. Just saying. From over here, she was just at the bottom of the stairs and then came scurrying back over here, and then
See, I thought we
Jesus.
heard footsteps.
Maggie just like grips the tape.
Snitches get stitches.
I
God.
can never trust again. And I thought I could
Wow.
trust
Oh no, Fen!
you. And she realizes she does not know Fen's name, as they have not really interacted.
Amazing.
Like,
I mean, I guess that was.
And
you
she
want a
picks up
pretzel?
her
Will
drink.
it make you feel better?
Pretzel, maybe.
Yes, I would actually love to get a pretzel and get up from this table. And Maggie's gonna make her way over to just slowly start putting pretzels in her hand.
Incredible.
I'm gonna
So
like look at Nix
This
and then
is so
slide into the table.
Take my normal spot on Russ's knee,
yeah, Russ will pull up a chair because it's his obligation to be seat.
No.
And
This is how we work.
yeah, what's up?
So
We need help with something.
Huh?
I mean, you three seem to be
Beautiful, talented, intelligent, very, very strong.
See?
yeah.
And I think those are the qualities we're looking for in a matchmaker. Yes.
Maggie's hand tightens around the pretzels and she is quickly skittering back over to the table. Thank you. And she extends a hand, and it is just like these long, dark fingers. Maggie?
Fen kind of like dodges for a second, like, Fen, good to meet you. He's gonna go to fist bump her.
Oh, see,
Saucy.
you won my heart back. You're very fun. And she's going to skip back over to the table. Matchmaker. And is just putting pretzels in her mouth now.
That's what we need, I think.
Nix has some insight on a calendula and
Torment. And we need
Gressa chokes on her drink.
It works better if you swallow it. I don't think you can breathe water.
Yeah, bad choice, bad choice. Ooh. Thor kind of leans in. So why are we matchmaking for Calendula and Torment?
We owe him and have to come up with a way to make it up to him. And it seems like he really likes Torment. Like, was really happy the one time Torment sat with him. You know?
Huh.
But I'm really bad at matchmaking.
Ladies kind of like look between each other.
it just seemed like it might help if we had some more. I don't know.
I'm gonna be straightforward. Thor kind of puts her drink down. Probably not my forte. I'm good at a lot of things, and I'm not bad at talking to people. I can do it if I must. But hooking up Calendula and Torment seems slightly out of my wheelhouse. At least maybe on the Calendula side. I feel like I could almost handle Torment.
Really?
And then kind of like looks at the other two, and Maggie's like, I mean, you can tell there's something really wrong with that guy. But like, it's a relatable thing. Like, you know that you're not there, but you know you could be. Right? Like, you know you could be there, but you
One
aren't.
bad day.
Like, you could be the guy walking around in his busted armor, speaking to no one, holding back tears, not wanting to kiss anyone on the mouth because you don't deserve it, you know?
Keld's gonna like reflexively glance to Nyx and then look back.
I mean, yeah, I guess if things got a lot worse than today, I could see myself in his spot, yeah.
And then you could just be walking around the party being a giant snack that nobody can eat, right? And I see what's up. I see the Calendula side of it now. I'm fully focused in.
Right.
So Fen's not actively eavesdropping, but like his ears are burning a little bit, like walking around the party like a giant snack. Doesn't want to kiss anybody on the mouth. Like, he's pretty sure that she's talking about him. But
yeah, they're like, Fen's like, me?
Why do they talk?
Oh no.
He's also entirely bored by their conversation. They're like these big flashy people. So if they're whispering about something, it must be because it sucks. Like, they have been all about being extra every time we've seen them. So Fen is convinced whatever's happening at this table has got to be because they're embarrassed about how boring it is.
Yeah. People can't know that we're
For
having
sure.
a normal ass conversation.
It's about the grocery shopping, or like somebody forgot the ointment last week.
Guys, I
you know?
didn't want to tell you about my peanut allergy, and and you know,
Oh man.
my one weakness is peanuts. And Fen's like, this
Be
is the most
careful who you
boring
say that
shit. But the ladies seem to kind of like, for a moment, like a lot of like eye contact communication, And then Gressa sort of like narrows in on you, Keld, for a moment, and then kind of like leans back in her seat. So you owe Calendula, and the way you're going about this is by getting him a boyfriend, a date, a kiss, a handshake.
It's just an idea.
More than the handshake, I think, would probably be necessary.
I mean, we don't really plan to come back to this party ever again, so
Yeah, me either.
Hmm.
so I guess if you point us in a direction, if one of us feels inspired or you have an idea, I guess we can help.
Could it be a thing where instead of a trophy, if you win a duel, you can make somebody go on a date with somebody? Could you request that as a trophy?
You can see that Russ is like, and maybe Fen took cues from this because Russ is fully checked out of this conversation. He's like, and Russ isn't listening. This is the most boring
no.
shit. None of my business. Russ is gone.
Of course he is.
But Thor like thinks for a moment. Yeah. Technically, you do get to set the parameters if you win a duel. And if they change them, they take a hit to their status. Which one of us is fucking dueling Torment?
I think that would be a choice you guys would make since we haven't seen you fight that much.
Oh, God. Like, the thing is, I just don't know how good he is. Like, there's people that were like really, really good in their prime, and like, are they still good? Like, I just don't
He
know what we're
doesn't-
working with.
Just from the visuals, I don't know if he's in his prime, but
No, he looks real fucked up. He looks like he's really going through it. Hey, everybody. That's the best I got. We're back.
Where did we leave off?
We're at a table and we're trying to convince three
Thor,
very fun,
Tessa, and
outspoken
Maggie.
ladies
Yeah.
to partake in a little matchmaking with two people who are maybe a little outside of their comfort zone, maybe one more than the other. And honestly, at this point, not sure which one. Calendula is at least personable to the extent that you can talk to Calendula. Torment has presented himself as not maintaining a conversation, even when his life is on the line. He kind of gets to the very end of that, and then it's like, all right, I guess I can say something. I
so
made
we
a
just
choice.
have to take him to the brink of death for any interactions.
Jesus
you just gotta
Christ.
make him almost die, and then you can get him to talk. Easy peasy.
Can we get a consent spider, please?
I'm here. I don't know which one.
Consent hasn't said anything. I haven't heard
It's
anything
right
from the
here.
consent spider. And honestly, Calendula did not do anything to Torment until Torment asked permission. He's like, tell me if you want me to heal you, because I'm not going to do it unless you ask. Consent. Anywho, that's neither here nor there. Opinions on that can be for the chat. But you have hooped in the ladies, and by that I mean go ahead and roll me, Keld, roll me charisma. Give me persuasion. You can have advantage because Nyx has been helping you.
That's true. And help from Nyx. Ooh. Persuasion, you said? Yeah. All right, 17.
Okay. You see that they kind of confer for a moment, kind of just like murmuring to each other. And Maggie leans in. Okay. We'll try. We'll give it our best shot.
Huzzah.
No, I can't hear
Maybe
you,
with-
Nyx. Oh, no, I can hear you. Just kidding.
We're good.
Just kidding. Sometimes it happens, yeah. Yeah, so I guess if you have ideas, you can run them by us or whatever.
Great. Now we just have to come up with some ideas.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I don't know.
So do you guys have like backup plans, or is this sort
We're
of the
working on
vibe?
We have
some.
one. Well, so okay, so maybe we should do the other plan first, then,
Hmm.
just in case. And if he's like, no, that's not interesting, we then are like, well, what about torment?
That's an idea, yeah.
Yeah, just tell
Wonder-
us if it gets to it. Yeah.
I think it's good.
Do you think we could message family about the sugar tuft? Get some more specific information.
We would have to. You would have to go ask for the ring from Nana and from Roshan for a message.
Got it.
You watch the lady shift immediately back into that like that kind of like glancing around thing that they were doing, where it's like they try to not be involved, but are fully listening, and because you're at their table.
They're right here at the table.
They're literally at the table with you.
Mhm. So that's up to you. I think we could find it.
Hmm.
And if we're going there tomorrow anyway.
All right. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't think we need to ask them for help.
Thor's
Okay.
just trying to look past and is taking a sip of their drink.
Mhm.
All right,
Really
but if
good
I
this
just
morning.
happen to get some help, you know, we'll see. Anyways,
That's up to you.
The sound of pretzels crunching in Maggie's mouth as she tries to not be part of it. She's like, her knees are now like kind of like pulled up like to under her chin as she sits kind of awkwardly in the chair and eats pretzels.
They love the drama.
They do.
know it.
They're
I think
really,
they do.
really reveling in it. They're just getting little bits and pieces.
they're
like,
literally
okay,
watching
alright.
and eating popcorn right now.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. So if we're the ones that are going to talk to Kel, Russ, do you think is it weird if they ride with us on our cart there? That way that we're there at the same time. We're not just waiting for Keld to walk over and show up.
Sure, Keld's always welcome to ride with us.
Great.
Yep, easy.
All right.
One day of no walking.
Last day of no walking, I suppose.
Mm.
Right.
So-
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have any ideas related to this?
I truly wish that I had been thinking about it really hard.
That's fair.
How to make Calendula happy.
That's the question.
See, the thing is, I feel like you guys are at least on the right path because with these people, it's not about money anymore. So you could show up with the amount owed for what happened, and I don't think that would work. So I think very specific stated favors are the way to go. So at least I think you're in the right ballpark.
Okay. So we need to figure out a specific amount of the plant to get him, or a specific number of dates.
Yeah.
So maybe specifically like we'll get you a date, and specifically,
Right.
we'll get you a
A
plant,
plant.
something like that. And if you find more of the plant, or do you then kind of put a low number on the table? Like you don't say, I'm going to find you 5 plants. You say,
Right.
I can find you this plant. And maybe Calendula will say 3 of that plant. And you'll say, I'll take it. And you don't argue. And you,
Mhm.
A
and you just
negotiation. Got
deal
it.
at that point. So you start the number low as vaguely of 1 and see if it has to go up or not, because it might not need to.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's a good idea. All right.
Because if you show up and you're like, I'll get you 10, and then
then
you
we have
can't
to
find
find
10.
10.
Yeah, then we're in the woods forever. And it sounds like you're choosing the artifact, so I can't even help you like trounce around the woods too much.
That's true.
But I could ask for vacation days. But they certainly have to be a bit more vacation-y on my end, which is
Right.
infuriating a little bit, but that's just what it is.
Well, we don't have to get the artifact. That's fine. I'd rather have your help.
Artifact?
Well, ladies, it's really been great talking to all of you.
Hmm.
I think we should go talk real fast.
Back upstairs. God,
Not at this table. We appreciate the help. It's been great. And he's just gonna pick Nyx up.
Oh.
And you're all gonna go back upstairs. Okay.
Fen does the Pulp Fiction, the Vincent Vega, like.
Wow.
You could go join the ladies. They've got a whole open table.
They're so boring.
Look at them, not even parading around the room and jumping on tables. Why would I?
Not
This is them at their lowest.
Oh wow. It's true.
It's true. This is low energy.
This is the chillest. It's
Mm.
But they watched the 3 of you go upstairs like it's kind of like sideways glances around the space. Ooh. Gressa sort of lets out like a loud sort of like snuff from her nose and like kind of like relaxes back in the chair like she was like tensed the whole conversation. But the 3 of you arrive upstairs during this time. I assume Nana's on her walk back, and Roshan has picked a beautiful color matches, and Fen has eaten probably more pretzels than he should have, but who
Pretzels
can
for
say no to a
breakfast.
pretzel? As you enter into the space. All right, I just want to be, because we are going to talk to my boss today, I think we should be very clear about what we want. And this, I hate saying this, I really do. I think the artifact is of more use than me. And I hate that. And then you can't, there's no way we're going to be able to convince him to let me be there for that and your problem with the guard. I can't do both, even if I want to.
I mean, I already had somebody generally tried to get this sickle. Do you think my sickle would work instead of whatever this artifact is from him?
I don't know what the artifact is. I don't know what hags want. I don't even know if we're dealing with a hag. I am very good at one thing, Nyx. And it shouldn't be our first option, but it could be. I just don't know. But the artifact is a way, if that is the situation, it's a way for you, for everyone to get out of there, no blood drawn, working in deals. but I can't fight both battles as much as I'd like to.
Right. I don't think we're going to be fighting her. At least it was recommended that we don't, and that if we did, it probably wouldn't break this anyway.
I think it sounds like the artifact is your best bet then for conversing, for being reasonable. But that doesn't mean I can't take a couple of vacation days, because technically this isn't a vacation. I'm technically on the clock. I could take a few vacation days and I could go home with you.
Okay. Oh, that's fine.
I'm sure I could do the plant hunting part. That's like a thing that normal people do. Just walk around looking for plants. I could say it's leisure.
I don't think it'd be too hard.
Touch grass.
Fine.
It's mental health stuff.
Yeah.
Just say you need a mental health day.
Which I'm sure he'll fully believe. And the thing is, I don't remember the last time I took like a break, so I have days built up. It's not going to be. I'm going to get days off,
Okay.
and that means the team gets days off, and it's really good all around.
Right. We need to figure out who's all coming.
Mm.
Are you inviting Thor and all of them?
Hmm. Should I?
Don't know. She's your girlfriend.
Are you two official? That's crazy.
I don't.
I don't know.
I don't think you can pin that one down. I'm sorry, Keld.
Hmm.
No, that's what she said.
Could still invite her. I can invite them. I'm sure if I just say it slightly loud enough, they might hear.
Glances
A
to
shadow
door.
moves at the door.
What's up to you?
Yeah. I'll think about it. Could be fun.
Gotta do that today though, because we're going tomorrow.
Oh God.
Oh, I really have to tie up some stuff on my end too.
You also need to let the other 3 know that we're going tomorrow.
That would be good. Yes.
We'll stick with the artifact.
I think I'll be of better use against a group of big bad cultists.
Probably.
It depends.
They were
I'm very
pain.
charming.
They were awful last time. So.
I can handle awful because you know.
You see, you just gotta pay attention though, because they wear this weird necklace, and if they die, they all bunch together to become a different monster. So
It's gruesome.
yeah, it's really bad.
Wow. All right. Well, I guess I'm still picking that one. That we'll go with that for now, and I'll dwell on the information I'm given. I've fought corruption before. Well, hey, I got eaten by a big corruption worm the other day, but
I'm sorry about that. We really should have burned it the first time.
well,
Yeah, we
well,
did not
yeah,
do that very well.
yeah. That seems like a choice, but honestly, it's so big. What are you gonna do?
I was really distracted because I got eaten the first time.
Wow, look at us, cute.
Yeah.
Just a couple things.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see your home.
Yeah. It'll be good.
It's going to be great.
That's the spirit.
Because we haven't fucking lost yet. Not a single fucking one of us. Look at that man. Beat the shit out of that woman downstairs. Good wholesome shit. Unstoppable. I think I beat up 3 women yesterday. And look at us thriving. We can beat up a woman in the woods. We've got it. Unstoppable.
I like the optimism.
I mean,
Thanks,
worst
Chris.
case, we make a deal with her, even though we're not supposed to.
Maybe the deal is the fancy
got to
artifact. Maybe
see.
it's really good.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. I'm very tired. He just sort of like puts his face in his hands.
If it's not that late, we might have time to just take a nap.
Yeah. What if we just took a little bit of a nap for a bit until we had to go?
I like it. Yeah.
Okay.
Kel, it's all on you. You get to go inform everyone everything.
I will be the messenger.
Okay. And Keld is going to make his way around the party and inform them that they are heading to Dem Woods tomorrow. And that is where we are going to stop for tonight. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. We love telling you guys a story. If you want to catch up on past episodes of On the Backs of Gods, you can head over to youtube.com/The Dice Cult. And you can also watch one-shots, other D&D campaigns, Vampire the Masquerade. We have a recent one-shot that you can go catch if you are intrigued. If you'd like to keep up with us, we are at Bags of Gods on Instagram and Twitter. If you'd like to keep up with all of us, we are at The Dice Cult on Instagram and Twitter. If you want dice that understand that Russ roll real good when he does, and then when he doesn't, it's really thematic and great. You can get Katie's beautiful dice. Link will be in the chat. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We will be here same time, same place, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.